Hi everyone, welcome to Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik. So student, in our previous lecture, we studied the effect of air pollution. More specially, we studied the formation of a smog due to air pollution, and afterward we discussed the ozone layer, which serves as an protective blanket or a protective umbrella of Earth's surface. In this case, we studied the formation of ozone as well as the decomposition, or we call it as a depletion of ozone, various species and the various factors responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. Right now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons. CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. So student, chlorofluorocarbon is a man-made chemical and which is responsible for the increase of a chlorine load in the stratosphere and thereby causing a depletion of a ozone layer. The first chlorofluorocarbon is the Freon 12, which is synthesized in 1930 in US. So the chlorofluorocarbon is the man-made chemical. It is man-made chemical responsible for the increase in load of chlorine in the stratosphere. And thereby causes the depletion of ozone layer. We know that depending upon altitude, the atmosphere is categorized into the various categories, various layers, various zones. The lower one, 0 to 11, is the troposphere. Next to that, from 11 kilometer to 50 kilometer, stratosphere is there, and ozone layer is present in the stratosphere. In the range of 15 to 30 kilometer, we call it as ozone layer. So in a stratosphere, the chlorine load is increases due to the CFC, and we studied that the chlorine undergoes a depletion of ozone layer. The first synthesized chlorofluorocarbon is the Freon 12, which is prepared in 1930 in US. Later on, the series of derivatives were prepared to replace the highly hazardous methyl chloride. Later on, series of CFCs were synthesized to replace hazardous methyl chloride. It means instead of methyl chloride, the people started to use a chlorofluorocarbons. The important characteristic properties such as the first one, low viscosity. Second thing, low surface tension. And third one, low boiling point. Make them a suitable refrigerant and a propellant. Make them suitable refrigerant and a propellant. So due to these properties, the CFCs are used as a refrigerant as well as propellant. Later on, CFC is also used for the cleaning purpose, means that as a cleaning solvent, used as cleaning solvent, propellant, and even to sterilize the surgical instrument. Now, if you think about the nomenclature of CFCs, nomenclature of CFCs. Nomenclature of CFCs. Now, CFCs are given a 3-digit numbers. CFCs are given three-digit code number. For example, CFC 133 or F 133. Generally, it is written as CFC ABC or FABC. Now here, small a, small b, and small b has a special meaning. Small a is nothing but the number of carbon atoms. Small b is nothing but the number of hydrogens plus 1, and small c is equal to number of fluorine atoms. In order to determine the molecular formula from the commercial name, to determine the molecular formula from commercial name, 90 is added to ABC. 90 is added to ABC, and the resulting number gives number of carbon, hydrogen, fluorine, and chlorine. We will go through some examples. Suppose this is the name of a CFC. Then we will make ABC plus 90 as per as our discussion. In order to get a molecular formula from the commercial name means what? 3-digit name. Means ABC or CFC ABC. So 90 is added into that. The resulting value will be obtained over here. Suppose from the resulting value, the first digit will give the carbon, second digit will give the hydrogen, next digit will give the fluorine, and The remaining valency will be satisfied by the chlorine, and we will get a chemical formula over here. We will make a short table for that. Okay, we will go through the example. Suppose the first one is a CFC12, or you can write F12. So you will add 12 plus 90 and you will get the value 102 over here. 102. So this is an ABC. The first letter will indicate the carbon. So 1 is there, so only one carbon atom. 0 hydrogen, so 0 hydrogen. So 2 is nothing but the 2 fluorine. Okay. So the 2 fluorine atoms, 0 hydrogen atom and 1 carbon atom, it means that obviously 2 chlorine to satisfy the valency of 1 carbon. Carbon is a tetravalent, 4 valency. 2 are satisfied by the fluorine. Obviously the rest will be satisfied by chlorine. So the molecular formula will be the CF2Cl2. We will go through the more example. Suppose CFC22, or we called F22. The 22 plus 90, it will be equal to 112. So the number of carbon will be 1, hydrogen will be 1, fluorine will be 2. 2 fluorine, 1 hydrogen attached to carbon. So only 1 chlorine will be accommodated as a valency, because H, F and C should be 4 because carbon is a tetravalent. So what will be the molecular formula? CH F2Cl. CH F2Cl will be the molecular formula. Suppose CFC 124 or F124. So again 124 plus will make the 90. So obviously the sum will be equal to 214. So the 2 carbons, 1 hydrogen, 4 fluorine. So what will be the chlorine? Obviously the 2 carbon atoms are binded with each other. So the total valencies, free valencies will be the 6. 4 plus 1, 5. So rest of the 1 chlorine will be there. So our formula will be the C2H F4Cl in this way. Now again we can go through the more example. CFC 130 or fluorine 130. Sorry, 113. You can write anyway. So 113 plus 90 again. So it will be equal to 203. Am I right? 203. So the 2 carbons, 0 hydrogen, 3 fluorine. So the 2 carbons, 6 free valencies are there. 3 are accommodated. So 3 chlorine will be there. So the formula will be the CF3Cl3. So in this way we can calculate the chemical formula from the commercial name. You just note all this data so that we will proceed to the next nomenclature. Now the CFC containing bromine are given a 4-digit code. The CFC containing bromine are given 4-digit code. For example, if you have CFC 1211, secondly CFC 1301, next to that CFC 2402, in this way. Generally we can write it in this way: CFC ABCD. The first letter will use number of carbons, B letter will use number of fluorines, C letter will use number of chlorine, and D letter will use number of bromines. For example, in this example, suppose this is the name of CFCs. So the first digit, that is the A, will give the number of carbon. Second digit will give the hydrogen, then fluorine, then chlorine, and then first one will give carbon, then second will give a fluorine, then chlorine, and fourth one will give a bromine. And we can calculate the corresponding formula. Suppose if we have these examples, in one more column we will write the formula. Suppose a CFC 1211. So obviously 1, 2, 1, 1. So the formula will be the molecular formula will be the CF2 ClBr. Second thing, suppose CFC 1301. It means 1 carbon, 3 fluorine, 0 chlorine, 1 bromine. So the formula will be the CF3Br. Next to that, CFC 2402 means 2 carbon, 4 fluorine, 0 chlorine, and 2 bromine. The formula will be the C2F4Br2. So this is nothing but the nomenclature of a CFCs containing bromine atom. Okay, so student, you just note all this data so that we will proceed to next discussion. Now the ozone depletion potential. Ozone depletion potential, ODP we call it as. Now student, we know that chlorofluorocarbon is considered as a source of a chlorine atom, more particularly in the stratosphere. This chlorine atom in the stratosphere involved in the catalytic cyclic reaction in which the ozone is depleted or decomposition of ozone takes place. And therefore, the depletion of ozone by the particular chlorofluorocarbon is comparatively studied, and in order to measure the depletion of ozone layer by the given substance or by the given chemical species, the OPD is used. Now for that purpose, CFC 11 is used as a standard one. As per as our discussion, suppose CFCl3 is one of the chlorofluorocarbon. Due to the photochemical decomposition, it gives CFCl2 plus chlorine radical And this chlorine radical is responsible for the depletion of ozone. The further decomposition or photo decomposition of CFCl2 radical also releases more and more chlorine atoms in the atmosphere. And therefore, the efficiency of this chlorofluorocarbon towards the depletion of ozone layer is expressed by comparing with CFC11, and it is known as ozone depletion potential. The ozone depletion potential OPD is the ratio of the impact on ozone from a specific chemical to the ratio of impact on ozone depletion from a specific chemical to the impact from an equivalent mass of CFC11. It is nothing but the OPD is equal to the ratio of impact from specific chemical to the impact from equivalent mass of CFC11. So it was an account about the ozone depletion potential. Now we will discuss about the stability and reactions of CFCs. Stability and reactions of CFCs. So very basically, as per as our discussion, the lower layer of the atmosphere is nothing but the troposphere. Next to that, stratosphere is there. Stratosphere and tropospheres. The troposphere ranges from 0 to 11 kilometer, and from 11 kilometer to 50 kilometer, stratosphere is there. The CFC does not absorb the low energy radiation in the troposphere. You might know that in troposphere, low energy radiations are there because highly energetic radiations are already trapped in the upper layer, that is the stratosphere. So only low energy radiation will come to the troposphere. So the CFC present in the troposphere does not absorb the low energy radiation, and therefore it does not undergoes a photo degradation. Second thing, it does not interact with the other species present in the troposphere. More especially, if you think about the reaction with O3 and hydroxy radical, it never react with O3 and hydroxy radical present in the troposphere. And due to such a non-reactive nature of a CFC and non-decompositions, the residence time of a CFC in the troposphere is very high, and it is around the 60 years, and hence it causes an adverse effect in the troposphere. Secondly, if we think about the stratosphere, in stratosphere, due to the high energy radiations, CFC undergoes a photo decomposition. If we think about all the bonds in a CFC, obviously fluorine and chlorine are there. If we consider the example of any CFC, suppose CF2Cl2. CF2Cl2. Carbon fluorine and carbon chlorine bonds are there. Out of these two, carbon fluorine bond is a stronger one, while the carbon chlorine bond is a weaker. And obviously weak bond will be the broken first. And hence the chlorofluorocarbon in the stratosphere upon photo decomposition releases the chlorine free radical. So the CF2Cl radical plus chlorine radical. And we studied in our previous session during the discussion of a depletion of ozone. The chlorine free radical is responsible for the depletion of ozone layer, and it involves in the catalytic cyclic reaction, catalytic chain reaction of a depletion of ozone. We also studied the particular reaction in which the degradation or depletion of ozone takes place. The chlorine radical involved in catalytic chain reaction, catalytic chain reaction of depletion of ozone, of depletion of ozone. What was the reaction? Ozone reacts with chlorine radical. It gives ClO plus O2. This ClO radical then combine with oxygen. It gives again chlorine radical plus O2. What will be the net reaction? The net reaction will be in this way: ClO, ClO, chlorine radical, O3 plus oxygen. It gives O2 plus O2. In this way, the depletion of ozone takes place. The Cl decomposes the ozone. Cl radical decomposes ozone. A 1 CFC molecule, mind well, it is a very important one. 1 CFC molecule can decompose 1 lakh molecule of O3. 1 chlorine will decomposes 1 lakh molecules of the ozone. Now, the chlorine oxide radical and chlorine radical are involving in the depletion of ozone layer. If we think about the sink of this ozone, the sink of a chlorine radical and a ClO radical is their reaction with a methane and a nitrogen dioxide. Now, the sink of chlorine radical and a ClO radical. The sink is there, a reaction with CH4 means methane and NO2. The sink of a chlorine radical and a ClO radical is their reaction with methane and NO2. The Cl radical reacts with methane to form a methyl radical plus HCl, and when the ClO radical reacts with the NO2, it gives ClO NO2. We call it as a chlorine nitrate. Chlorine nitrate. So student, it was an account about the stability and reactions of CFC. Now we will think about the harmful effects of CFC. Next one is harmful effects of CFCs. The most important harmful effect of chlorofluorocarbon is the acceleration of stratospheric depletion of ozone. The first harmful effect is it accelerates the stratospheric depletion of ozone, because in a stratosphere the maximum concentration of ozone is present, and the chlorine radical which is generated from the CFC causes their depletion. Second thing is the formation of a seasonal hole in Antarctica. Formation of seasonal hole in Antarctica. Next thing, due to the depletion of ozone, the harmful radiation comes on the Earth's surface and it causes a harmful effect on the plant animals or microorganisms. So the subsequent effect of penetration of harmful rays on plants, animals and microorganisms. Because all the living things are suffered from the high energy radiations which is penetrated through the stratosphere due to depletion of ozone. And last one, CFC in the troposphere absorb the UV radiations, IR radiations 10 raised to 4 times than the carbon dioxide, and therefore it is one of the greenhouse gas causing a global warming. CFC absorb IR radiation 10 raised to 4 times more efficiently than carbon dioxide, causing global warming. And therefore CFC acts as one of the important greenhouse gas. Mind well, this question may be asked in your examination. CFC acts as an important greenhouse gas because it absorbs the IR radiation and which leads to which leads to global warming. So student, in this way we covered the CFC in this lecture. In our next lecture we will discuss about the Bhopal disaster. Thank you.